Long ball number 3, moving right along here on this hemisphere of the soccer world. The CONCACAF Champions Cup draw happened.
Yeah.
No longer CONCACAF Champions League. Explain it to the folks out there who aren't following along. What is this tournament and what is it? Is it renamed of a tournament from before?
Yeah, I mean it's what the CONCACAF Champions League was before, but they just basically decided to do away with the group phase. They didn't, and they weren't going to do the league phase that UEFA is now trying to pull off. So instead, it is now a cup, meaning you have just these matchups. We have round 1, round of 16, obviously all the way quarterfinals, semifinals. This is one half of the draw. You can see it here. The clubs in the round of 16 are they get buys. I can't remember why they get buys. Probably because they're league champions, but they get buys. Club America gets a buy. The LA Galaxy get a buy into the round of 16. Round 1 here, you have Chivas de Guadalajara and Cibao. Cibao is a Dominican club, so the winner of that will face off against America. Cruz Azul and Real Hope, which is out of Haiti.
Ooh.
Seattle and Antigua. I believe Antigua is a Guatemalan side. So Seattle, if they get past the Guatemalan side, will face off more than likely against a powerhouse of Mexican football in Cruz Azul. You have another Mexican club, Tigres, against Real Esteli. I believe that is I want to say that is a Nicaraguan team. I think I got that one right. Cincinnati, MLS team, against Motagua of Honduras. Seattle, Herediano. Herediano's out of Costa Rica. So the winner of that will get the Galaxy. And then on the other side of the bracket, we've got, let me put that back up, LAFC and Colorado matched up against one. It's so exciting, these exotic matchups in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, like LAFC versus Colorado. Winner of that will get Columbus. Columbus gets a bye in the round of 16.
That is thrilling stuff.
Yeah. Miami gets Sporting Kansas City, another exciting MLS versus MLS matchup.
A not-so-cavalier matchup?
Cavalier gets the bye. Cavalier's out of Jamaica, I want to say. Miami and Sporting, will Lionel Messi play in Kansas City, I guess is the question. By the way, these are all two-legged ties.
Oh, that was my next question.
Yeah, these are all two-legged ties. Monterrey of Mexico against Forge. Forge is from the Canadian Premier League. Winner of that game will get the winner of Vancouver, MLS representative from Canada because they won the Canadian Championship, against Saprissa of Costa Rica, perennial participant in this tournament. Pumas of Mexico against Calvary. I believe that is another Canadian team.
It is.
Out of Calgary. Calvary. It's a mouthful. And the winner of that game will get Alajuelense of Costa Rica, who has a bye to the round of 16. So
I'm glad that you said that Costa Rican name. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm super excited about this. I'll be honest with you, Rob. Like those matchups they're not the sexiest. Miami Sporting? Really? That's what we get? Miami versus Sporting? We get LAFC versus Colorado?
Yeah.
All, do I remember how Colorado got qualified for this? No, I do not. No, I do not remember.
Yeah. Yeah, did they finish higher than somebody in something? Did they go to the MLS Cup final, the Open Cup final, or did they win something 5 years ago that gave them points to qualify?
That's how the Club World Cup works. We know if you won, the league a couple years ago. Actually, I can tell you. Okay, so here you go. There were cups in different parts of CONCACAF. So the Caribbean Cup was won by Cavalier out of Jamaica. That's why they are there and why they have a bye. Alajuelense won the Central American Cup, which is why they have a bye. Columbus won the Leagues Cup, which is why they have a bye. And
I was there.
The two champions of the big leagues in North America, Liga MX, Club America, and Major League Soccer, the LA Galaxy. In terms of, so the Rapids, they finished third in the Leagues Cup. That's why they get a berth in this tournament. The Leagues Cup gives multiple berths to the CONCACAF Champions Cup. LAFC Colorado got in by virtue of their participation and their finish in that competition rather. So there you go. There's your, and Sporting, of course, won the 2024 U.S. Open, or finished second, rather, in the U.S. Open Cup in 2024, which with, who's the other, we had, who won the Open Cup last year?
The Open Cup was won by an MLS team. I know.
Yeah.
Jenny save us. LAFC.
LAFC won the Open Cup. Okay. And they qualified already through the Leagues Cup, which is why Sporting gets a berth, because as Open Cup runners-up, they get in as the Open Cup representative because LAFC had qualified through other means. So there you go.
One of my favorite things a silver lining, the two-legged thing, I'd say is a silver lining just because country or teams from non United States or Mexico get to host a game because I don't know if you've ever seen it. Some of the games in Costa Rica and the island nations are an absolute scene. And it's great fun. Like, there's not often like Monterrey goes to Jamaica or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that is the closest I think we come to kind of like pseudo FA Cup sort of style
Yeah,
at
it's a
that
little bit like
level
that. Yeah.
of like, the big teams come into the small town that's like never, been on television before
It
sort
is
of
a
thing.
wild situation. The spectrum that is sort of the facilities, I mean, obviously the quality of player is a factor, thing here. Cavalier out of Jamaica is just not going to have the same kind of players as Inter Miami, who they could face in the second round or the round of 16. But Inter Miami would then have to go to Jamaica, which would be fun to see. Is Lionel Messi going to show up in Jamaica when they face off against Cavalier? That is a story for sure.
Viewers will have to keep tuned in keenly to these matchups, see if any of these teams are playing on like cricket pitches, because that was one of the
Yeah.
most fun games
Yeah.
interesting games I've ever seen.
CONCACAF is, I think, one of the only places in the world, CONCACAF Champions Cup now, where while you watch the game, you also see the ambulance that is pitch side just in case a player gets hurt. Like, it's right there.
Ready to be
It's
driven
right
on.
there. Yeah, there are people climbing trees to watch. Imagine Lionel Messi in Jamaica, and I got to check in on a Cavaliers stadium situation, but I can't imagine it's a totally enclosed venue. That's probably not the case. People are going to be climbing trees to get a glimpse of Lionel Messi if he ends up playing in Jamaica. That would be great.
Yeah, for context, these games, this tournament's going to start in February 2025. Maybe when we get to the beginning of the tournament, maybe we'll do like a stadium preview and look to see where some of these venues are happening. We'll kind of get a peek at the CONCACAFery on display. I think that term getting CONCACAF started when the United States men's national team played on a cricket pitch in the Caribbean,
Maybe.
right? That's kind of
Yeah,
where that
maybe.
term blew up, right? But
Could have
that
been.
is today's Long Balls. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Morning Kick Around on YouTube. Follow along. M Kick Around on X, Instagram, and that thing Blue Sky.